One guy on the team is going to have a big season.
Can you say that one more time? Sorry.
One guy on the team is going to have a big season based on camp so far.
Based on camp so far, big season, Jalen. I don't want to put any pressure on him, but he's just from last year to this year, the growth that I've seen, just from him as a player, amazing. Taking control of, that playbook and what's his, making sure that he knows, that everyone is on the same page. He's taking a big leap, so I'm excited and I can't wait for you guys to see that.
What was the big takeaway from last week, seeing different pressure and a different defensive structure?
Biggest takeaways, probably to assess our own procedures and how we like to call it. Obviously, going up against Vic Fangio for the last, what feels like eternity, has been frustrating because Vic is the most exotic defenses in the world, and to finally see a new look was fun. To figure out those answers and see a fresh new faces, fresh new scheme. So for us, it was just kind of testing how much of the new playbook and how much of our protections and game planning around the blitzes, the hotzes, the saw blitz, everything you want. That's what we tested, and I think we did okay. It wasn't perfect, but I think we.
In terms of Nakobe Dean transitioning over from that type of guard, what does it say about his ability to adapt to that position? And what have you seen him, how to prepare him to do that in case he doesn't come strong?
Man, I'm so glad we got Makai, man. He's such a great player. He's come a long way from his days from playing left tackle to now playing right guard. I think he's done a great job of just saying, of taking a hold of that opportunity that is presented before him and running with it. I mean, it's a perfect scenario. It's a perfect situation. I think he's just a hungry dog. We have that saying in the O-line room, and it's really just like, hungry dogs run faster, and Makai's just running with it. He's hungry. He wants, he sees the connections that we have up front, and he's done a great job of, just fitting in with us. Like, we love Makai.
What has been the trickiest part about facing Vic's defense every day?
Facing Vic's defense? Going up against Devin White. Oh, hey there, Bob. He's so annoying. He's so annoying. He trains so hard, and I'm just like, got to block this guy, and he's trying to kill me every play, man. So it's good fun, but the hardest part about Vic's defense is trying to uncover the disguise. They disguise everything, and it's really hard to know when they're bringing a cat blitz. If you know what cat blitz is, the corner blitz. That's the corner. And even like double linebacker blitzes. So just really the disguise and making everything look the same and very vanilla is the hardest part of playing against Vic. Because once you think you nailed something, he brings out something else. So I'm excited.
Jordan, have you noticed at all, like you guys talked about, like the way Jalen Hurts is playing, like hasn't thrown an interception?
He's playing, well, none of that really matters, but Jalen's doing a great job of just, communicating the process, going through his process and making sure that everyone at front in the O-line understands their job. And I think he's taking control. Everyone's going to say, we lost Kelsey. Kelsey was this, Kelsey was that. Well, Jalen's taken a big step in leading in that role, that leadership, and making sure that everybody knows their points. Everybody's on the same point. Everyone knows their routes. Everyone knows who's hot.
Is he doing that more than last year?
He's taking a tremendous step in that direction. Yes, he's doing it way more.
I'm sorry. What's the biggest difference as a lineman when the quarterback is the one?
Less thinking. Okay. You can just go out there and protect them. You can get into your stance. You can get to your spot. That you don't have to worry. You got to trust in what the QB sees, and then you just go out there and play football.
From the O-line perspective, what's the most important part of improving against the blitz? What do you guys need to do in particular better than you did a year ago?
Again, it's the communication with the QB and the O-line and the running backs. If we have running backs in who are going to try and pick up the extra man, or tight end who's going to pick up the extra man, getting that communication down pat and understanding, and then it's the QB's job to understand what routes he has off that. If once he identifies what's coming, who does he want in or out? And we just have to say, yes, sir. Okay, we got this. All right, so the communication aspect has been solid.
We've seen you guys run a running back screen a couple of times. What's it like getting out in space and you having to take one right behind you?
Did you see the one today? Well, it didn't look good, the one today. So I don't know. Well, I haven't had the honor of running with Saquon behind me, mate. I haven't had the honor. D White's over there. I haven't. Yeah, like I said, in all seriousness, I haven't run a screen yet with Saquon, but that's a center and guard question right there.
How much work do you get with the tight ends when they're in line, like blocking with them?
We get a couple reps. I mean, we do a lot of run blocking reps with them, combination blocks. As far as pass blocking, and this is like more of a after practice thing, just seeing how we can help them a little bit. But they do a good job, man. They do a good job. Hell of a job.
Thank you.
Devin, you were one of the few, I guess, starters, first team guys to play in the second preseason game. What'd you think about that, and were you okay with that?
Coach Nick came to me and told me he wanted me to get 2 series and, just go out there and fly around. So just keep getting back comfortable being on the field. I missed a lot of promising snaps last year, so anything to just get me back in that mode, tackling and stuff, just whatever he need me to do for the team, man, there's no rebuttal from me, and I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, but what's your communication been like with Nakobe Dean so far?
Oh man, just every day, just pushing him. Whether it's something big on the field or something little, just as far as making sure he come out 15 minutes early so we can get a little extra in with our coach. To just making sure he good mentally, off the field, and getting in a good routine because, like I say, that's my little brother. I recruited him coming out, and I'm still taking that same approach. Just kind of putting him under my wing and just giving him all the knowledge that I got from some great vets, or a couple of great vets in my past time.
What stands out most when you watch his game?
Watch Nakobe game? Just his relentless effort. Man, the guy fly around, man. He's very physical on contact. He always wants to be the thumper, the hammer and not the nail. So I really like that about him. And, just a relentless mindset of just want to go out there and kill.
We've seen you guys blitz a bunch. I know that's something that you were interested in doing. How do you think that's coming together?
I think it's coming together nice. Coach Vic got a great system. Obviously, as a linebacker, you got to show him that you're capable of blitzing. So every time that we get our number call, we're just trying to put it on film and execute so he can be comfortable calling it in a real game, just showing him we can get the job done. We can win our one-on-ones.
Along those lines, how are you noticing the way Jalen Hurts kind of handles the blitz, what he does with it and everything?
I mean, right now it's just a lot of new things being thrown at them. We putting stuff in on the fly, and we don't meet before practice, so they probably don't get a chance to go over certain things. But I think the biggest thing that he's doing is he's being patient in his progression as far as getting to the line fast and, using dummy counts to be able to get us to undress ourselves as far as, when a person finna blitz, they eager to go. So if he give you a hard hut and you kind of, show he can kind of point it out. So I think that's what he's been doing a lot lately. He's not been rushing, trying to, get to the ball and just go set hut. He's kind of been taking his time and really picking the defense apart, and at least trying to. So we trying to do a great job of, we knowing he doing that. We watching the play clock and we trying to show a dummy disguise just so we can get him.
And is that a lot different than from what you saw in the playoff game last year, going against him?
Oh yeah, I feel like timing is very important, and sometimes when you don't identify the guy that's coming, it can be really hard on you, to pick anything up. So I think he's doing a great job with that, man. And he's taking a lot of onus to it. I watched him today. We put a new blitz in, and it kind of worked a couple times. First thing he did was go stand by Vic, and he asked him questions like, what is this? Because he got to know, as a quarterback. So you see your quarterback just eager for knowledge, from a defensive coach and want to be able to pick it up and want to be able to see, all right, well, I need to get to this protection, I need to do this. Because at the end of the day, we're going against each other, but we're only here to make each other better.
Watching Jalen on film from the playoff game last year and actually going up against him this year, what differences have you seen?
Just health. Just overall, man, me coming in as a friend in that game and just talking to him and watching him, he was banged up, and you only can do so much if you're not your full self. So just watching him out here, him being comfortable, taking the ball and running if he have to, just so we can get another possession, another down, and don't turn it over. And really having speed and athleticism about him when he do decide to take off. But Man, other than that, I think he's just real comfortable, you know, and he's probably always been comfortable, man. He's been a hell of a player since he's been in the league, but he's just taking it to another level.
Not all linebackers blitz well, but
Yeah.
you and Tampa, Nakobe at Georgia, Try at Clemson, all have that history. What's it take to be a good blitzing linebacker?
I think you got to know the system. I think that's the first part, just knowing, you know, what's designed. And then I think just having techniques when you get to the lineman or the running back and being able to win. I think that's what I pride myself on the most is being able to use different techniques on different guys and also being able to study your opponent. If I go in knowing that I'm playing Alvin Kamara, he don't really like the cut. So I know what moves I can do on him. If I'm playing a running back like Josh Jacobs, he like the cut. So I know what to do on him. So you got to go in with that prep mentality as well. It just don't happen on Sundays. You go out there and think you're just going to be destined for greatness. So you got to really put in the work. And I think that's one thing that I did well. I can't tell you those guys' process, but that's mine.
Have you always been that way?
Oh, most definitely. I really didn't take blitzing serious as I do now until I got to Tampa and played for Coach Bowles, and it just became a staple. I just took it under my wing and just made hay with it because I was really good at it. So I wanted to take it to another level. So
So when you said in the spring that Vic needs to see that you guys can do it to call it, what does it take to show him that you do that well?
So in practice, go beat the backs by any means. And when we do one-on-one pass rush with the running backs and just regular, not even in team, go win. Bring out a series of moves, just show them like I can do it any type of way.
How good is Saquon in those drills?
Say it again?
How good is Saquon in those drills?
I think I'm up on him, but we really do compete in those drills. But I think I'm up on him for sure. If he come up here, ask him, and I got the film. They don't lie.
What's the pass blocking running back on the team next?
Man, they all good in their own way. You know, we go from inside and outside, but I don't know. I'll probably give it to Saquon because he really stick his face in there because that's something that he want to improve in his game. And he come after practice and say, hey, why did you use this move? What did I do to make you do this? So that's showing you the accountability that he taking to want to get better because I do the same thing in route concepts. Like if I have a bad down against him, I say, hey, why did you take this leverage instead of this? So I'll say probably Saquon. He's standing out the most.
What's the biggest difference? Because you were involved in simulated pressures and blitzing in college. What's the difference between that and what you've been experiencing in the NFL?
I think it's all the same. I think just since I've been in the NFL, it's a little more polished. You know, you can do it from various ways. And I could be working with the end. I could be working with the 3-tech. I could be working with the nose. You know, it's just various ways. I could get a switch call and take the nickel blitz, you know. So I say just a lot leading up to it. In college, it was more so basic. Like you had your certain simulated rushes because you didn't want to put too much on the players. But here, it's a whole book full of stuff.
Hey, Devin, based on camp so far, if you had to pick one guy who's going to have a big season, who would you say?
Offense or defense?
Up to you.
Jalen Carter.
Why is that?
Because he's been working extremely hard and dude got his own pass rush moves and, man, I think he really identifying his technique and just becoming great at it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Thank you. What do you think you showed on Friday night?
I mean, I go out there and I play ball. You know, that's what I do. That's what I'm supposed to do, and that's what I'm gonna do.
After the injuries, how long did it feel until you were kind of back to being yourself?
When camp started, I was good. You know, I just for the team, you know, they wanted to see that I was good. So just continue to throw me out there, whatever I need to do in practice. Going through it, you know, it definitely was a long road. The injury I had was a tough one, but you know, I felt good. I feel good now. Feel strong. Feel like I'm getting back.
Sirianni was talking earlier today about 3 things for you: is block destruction, your tackling, and your blitzing. What do you think about those things? How you apply in this defense? How you feel in those aspects right now?
I feel like that's kind of been the emphasis of the whole camp definitely for every linebacker. For BK, Bobby King, our linebacker coach, that's been the main emphasis. Block destruction, blitzing, because you know Vic been calling our number. So block destruction, blitzing, and tackling is a universal thing. So we don't want no missed tackles, definitely not at the linebacker position. So it's been a kind of universal topic that we've been on this camp.
A year ago, you started the season as a starter. This year, it seems like probably just a little bit behind Zach and Devin. How have you mentally handled that?
Say what?
How have you mentally handled that? Going from.
I mean, of course, I want to play, and I want to be the first ones out there to that play. But of course, I know I can't control it. The only thing I can control is what I come out here and do every day, and work hard and continue to get better. And you know, I feel like I done had the type of camp that I was supposed to have.
You got a few weeks in camp now, Nakobe. What's it like playing for Ben?
Oh, I like the scheme. I love the scheme. I love the defense. Everything he do, how he like to mix it up. And I like the action that he gives, and the action and the let's see, versatility that he bring to the linebacker position as far as taking on 350 and running with 4-3. So.
Yeah, like, do you feel that kind of plays to your strength? Like,
Yes, 100%. I mean, me at the type of linebacker I am, I feel like you need to be able to do everything. You need to be able to cover. You need to be able to fill the A gap. You need to be able to blitz quarterback, and you know, and I feel like those are things I do best.
And then also, like, what kind of things do you learn from Devin White as far as, you know, the way he's able to blitz a quarterback? Like,
oh yeah, it's definitely. You know, we always talk about different moves that he had. You know, I remember before the even camp started, I had looked at basically all his sacks that he had in his career. You know, just kind of how he won and the moves he used and different things like that, and see like if I either like to incorporate that or just spin off or just have football talk with him, because you know we all football, we love football.
What was it like for you to get back on the field after having the game taken away from you?
Oh man, it was amazing. It was amazing to get back on the field and, you know, just play football. It was like I said, the injury that I had, it was long. I didn't have a day off. I didn't have all season. It was at least 5 days a week, all the way up until training camp started. As far as getting his foot right, getting it better, and it's like I'm not back. I'm better.
Kobe, if you had to pick one guy on the team who's going to have a big season, who would you say?
Say it again?
If you had to pick one guy on the team who's going to have a big season, who would you say?
Man, that's a hard question. I'm not going to even answer it. But because there's so many guys out there who done put in a lot of work and who kind of been showing what they're worth this camp. Even things that y'all don't see, that we see when we come back and watch practice film. Offense and defensive guys that y'all probably don't even know that they put in a lot of work that I think gonna have a big season this year.
You mentioned how Vic's scheme asks a lot out of the off-ball linebackers in terms of like taking on big blockers, but also having the run. Does it in terms of comparison to other defenses ask more in terms of responsibilities in the pass game?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, just because every defense you gonna run cover. You gonna run cover for man. You gonna run man. You gonna run zone. You know, every defense is like that. So not really.
Because you're better physically. Better
every bit of it. I'm better. I feel like I'm better than I've been in my first 2 years. You know.
How
it was different. It was just the work. I had the injury did only help me. They helped me try to get back to myself physically, but it made me mentally stronger, spiritually stronger, and every single way. It just kind of locked me in. And of course, I'm getting older. I'm maturing. So a lot of the little things that I got to do post practice, pre practice, to get my body ready, ready to endure. 17, 20 game season. I'm getting it ready. 21 game season, so all that.
Kobe, when did you feel like you got to that point where you were better?
Probably halfway through summer, after we left OTAs. Probably halfway through.
There's a lot of new faces in your room, of course. How do you feel like the competition has just pushed you to play your best?
I mean, it's pushed all of us. It's pushed all of us. It definitely has pushed me. I can only speak for myself, but it definitely has pushed me, just because, you know, I come back and it's not what you expect. Right off back, it's like you kind of clawing your way back, and you trying to build a way. So it's like every day, every single thing you do, is kind of is looked at in the magnifying glass. So I just kind of been taking it with heat, and we all been helping each other. Feel like every single one of us has made each other better in that room, and I love those guys. You know, the way we work together, the way we push each other day in and day out. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what it's about.
Vic has said to us that in terms of blitzing, you want to blitz when you want to, not when you feel like you have to. How does that philosophy, how have you kind of seen that play out playing in this defense so far in training camp?
I mean, when you blitz when you want to, when you got to blitz, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier.
It's just easier how?
Because when you blitz when you want to, it's going to be easier to blitz when you need to.
As a linebacker, what's the value or the importance, or does it matter of the linebacker playing next to you, right? Because you guys have tried a lot of different pairs. Does it matter to you who you're next to out there?
I mean, the connection piece between the two guys out there, we gotta know it, because you gotta know what this guy like, what he like to do, how he gonna play this, how he gonna play that, and us mixing and matching and playing with all different type of guys. Just now you know everybody kind of have filled each other out, pause, to see kind of how each of us like to play it, the position.
You had a nice hit today. There have been other examples of that throughout camp. Typically, you aren't supposed to have a lot of contact. How have you tried to be a little more physical this camp than you were in prior ones, or is it? And how have the other teammates, the guys in offense, handled that when you have kind of maybe?
I feel like yeah, I feel like we have been more physical than we have been in prior camps. I didn't really. Me personally, with block destruction, I know BK is big on just block destructions or trying to be more physical with guards. And then when you tackling, I mean, we don't get a chance to tackle much in camp, but so you try to thud as much you can. And in the past years, it feel like I just kind of two-hand touch off, but it's like I want to thud. And offensive guys have embraced it. They embraced the toughness. They wanna feel, because like the offensive starters, they haven't played preseason, so first time they get hit, they don't want that to be week one.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.